What's up? It's Caleb. Welcome back. Today we are doing functions, so let's get right into it. So I'm gonna hop back in that same script we were in last time. Just called script, stuff's still here. Our variables, our strings. Hopefully you guys practiced this a little bit. It wasn't too bad. Hopefully you picked it up quick. But today we're doing functions. I'm pretty excited. So what is a function? A function is a piece of code that holds the same information, and every time you call it, it keeps doing that information or that code that you put within the function. So I'll just give you an example. I like seeing examples, so hopefully you guys do as well. But before we do, let's get the syntax down of how to actually make a function. So you've seen this one before where you use that keyword local. And then this one's pretty easy to remember. To make a function, we use the keyword function. And then now at this point, we want to name our function, so we can call this, I don't know, we'll call this our function. And then just syntax, you got to put your little brackets or parentheses, excuse me. And then once you're here, you can hit enter, and then Roblox will automatically end this endpoint. This is just letting you know that your function code block ends here. So if I start typing outside of here, that's not within my function anymore. But if this was in my function, now it is in my function. Okay, so that's how you make a function. So what's the point of function? So it allows us to keep reusing the code that's what's inside of it, so we don't gotta keep calling it and saying it over and over and over again. So they're pretty cool and they're very useful. You'll be seeing these a lot, a lot. So let's make our first function. So what I just wanted to do is once it's called, I just wanted to, we'll just say prints hello. So once we call our function, it's gonna print hello. How do we call our function? Simply, we just call its name. So know that the name of our function is called our function. Then when we call it the exact same way with the parentheses. If I go and run this, our 10 is still there. I'll delete this so it doesn't get confusing. Now my mouse doesn't want to work. Alright. But we called our function, it printed hello. Pretty cool. Now it works. Okay. Pretty cool. So functions can do anything. Functions are sweet. Like I said before, it allows us to reuse code. Um we can have more than one function. So if we want, I don't know why I deleted that. We can have another function down here. We'll say this is our second function. Same thing, enter. It was giving me that red line because I didn't have this n yet and I was confused. And then we can have it do something else. We can have this one print. This is our other function. And then we call this the exact same way. So if we want this to print first and we want this function to run first, we will call it first by its name. And then same with this guy up here, our func. The thing is too, you're probably seeing this, you're like, man, what is this? It just shows all of our names. Like if I start typing in my var, it'll show that it holds a string, double, holds a number. Okay, Roblox calls them numbers. They call number? Same thing. Okay. But yeah, it's just showing like it just makes it easier, and then you can hit tab. That's what I've been doing. You can hit tab and it automatically fills it in for you. Just quick stuff, make it easier, stuff like that. So now that I'm calling this second function, it's gonna print this first, and then immediately after I'm calling this one, and within this function it's gonna print hello. So let's run that. There we go. This is our other function. Hello. Pretty cool stuff. Honestly, I'm satisfied. Those are functions. Now, practice it. Make your functions do something. It doesn't have to print anything actually. You can do some addition inside of it. You can put a variable inside of a function, which is pretty cool. A little advanced. We'll say that local number one is 1, and then local number 2 is 2. Something like that. Doesn't got to print out anything to be a function. It can just sit like this, hold some data, do some stuff. Pretty interesting. So that'll be it for this video. Next one, I'm going to go over this guy. That is called scope. So enjoy. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good night.